that money, dummy, do it for the love. And I'm hungry, did I mention money? Cop cars, now I need that airplane money. Hardly laugh in the ghetto, being broke ain't funny. We built for this homie, yeah, we run the streets. You see me everywhere, Jewed up, tucking the heat. I rap for the hustlers, put my life on this beat. We all we got.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren. Okay, listen, man. In the video we made with Sinisa Estrada, we understand. I should say I understand. I let Complex and G's Eddie Hearn hating behind blame Eddie Hearn, and I got on the train only because, you know, it felt right. It felt right in the moment. But then when I went back and looked at it, Eddie Hearn had nothing to do with it. It was Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya, shame on you for putting on that poor excuse for a fight. That wasn't even a fight. That was an execution. He put on an execution. Yeah. So the next topic we're going to discuss, though, is actually Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren. And that topic is who has the better stable. So, give me a second. Thought it was set up, but it is not. So I will set it up. All right. Mail Online, the Daily Mail, I believe it's called. They asked Eddie Hearn versus Frank Warren is the battle of British boxing's biggest promoters, and the rivals are locked in. Talks over Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury mega fight as they relaunch the sport in lockdown, which has the best stable of fighters. So in this article, Matchroom Boxing, which is Eddie Hearn, they give a stable for Matchroom Boxing. I apologize, as you can see, my screen is doing a lot of loading and everything. But Eddie Hearn has Anthony Joshua, Callum Smith, Alexander Usyk, Dillian White, Joshua Basti, I think that's how you say his name. I'm gonna butcher it. Billy Joe Saunders, and then Queensberry Promotion, which is Frank Warren. They have Tyson Fury, Carl Frampton, Daniel Dubois, Anthony Yard, Zolani Tate, and they concluded it was Matchroom Boxing for now. G, who do you think has the better stable? Man. Eddie Hearn or Frank Warren?
Clearly Eddie. You know what I'm saying? Like, outside of Tyson Fury, and no disrespect, like, I like Anthony Yard, I do, but he's not really known. George Joyce, again, not really known. Daniel Dubois, he's like, to me, he's an up-and-comer, but not really known. So, yeah, Eddie, man, got certified names, like, you know, Usyk, you know, unified champ at cruiserweight. You know what I mean? Dillian White, mandatory for like forever, or at least ranked number one for like forever. So he has household names, you know. Even Billy Joe Sanders, as much as I talk negative about him, he has a name at the very least. So he actually has like star power. And obviously AJ's like, you know, AJ's the man of the heavyweight division. So outside of Tyson Fury, man, Frank Warren, his stable's not that stable, you know. So yeah, man, salute to Eddie. And then I shouldn't do this, but I just do. I still consider Eddie as like synonymous with the zone anyways. So you could add on the Triple G's, the Canelos, and everybody else that's indirectly associated with Eddie as well. So
his fighters have access to those guys.
That's what I was going to say. He has access to a lot of star power where he can mix up great fights with, you know, just within the zone itself. Frank Warren, not so much, man. So, and I do know like Frank Warren does work with, you know, Bob Arum at times. But even Bob's, man, stable's like, when it comes to the heavyweight division. So right now, Eddie is the king of the heavyweight promoters. And then overall in boxing, I'm not too sure. but you know, definitely he has a leg up over Frank Warren. Al Heyman will be another story, but he has certified killers on his list that people pay to see.
All right, Ned.
Yeah, Eddie Hearn's got a crazy roster right there, man. It's like a whole all-star team versus Frank Warren. Frank Warren only got Tyson Fury. It's like Frank Warren only got Tyson Fury and
You know what Frank Warren got? Like he only got like LeBron when LeBron.
Yeah. It's like Cleveland back
LeBron versus the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, LeBron. Yo, facts, yo, it's crazy.
It's crazy, yo. But yeah, Eddie Hearns, shout out to Eddie for he's a solid promoter, man. He knows how to seek talent and make them stars. So shout out to him for that, man.
So you guys right. Eddie Hearn has household names. Derek Chisora. How was Chisora not on that list? Who made that list? Derek Chisora wasn't on that list. Here's the thing. As funny as it is, when I read the list, you know Eddie Hearn wins because there's so many names Eddie Hearn has that they left off. Like, for example, Derek Chisora.
Nah, you know what it is? I just realized. I think these are the lists where he manages, not promotes. So he manages these guys, but Chisora is managed by David Hay. So
okay.
I think that's what it is. It's who,
all right.
Because I know Frank Warren manages Dubois. So I think that's
what. If that's how they did it, then cool. But still, as you see, their names that are left off is the point that still Eddie, basically, they're in his stable. Yeah. He's in his stable. Like what? And like I don't know how you, but that's a guy who's in his stable. So I do believe that Eddie Hearn has the better stable of fighters. Even Demetrius Andrade isn't he with Eddie?
I believe so.
I believe Zone. I thought there was one in.
Well, he's not. I don't think he's with Golden Boy. He's not with Golden Boy.
Hey,
so I think.
You know how people in the comments like, well, he was.
Well, I'm about 75% sure he's with Eddie Hearn, and they didn't mention him. So here's my thing.
Taylor, she not. Katie Taylor. Katie Taylor.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, that's another one. Yeah.
That's my point. He has way more fighters than they put on that list. So if
Katie Taylor's more known than like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them names that Frank Warren had on his list. Katie Taylor is more popular than them brothers. That's crazy, you know.
If you play spades out there, you know, like you see like the World Series of Poker. Where I'm from, it'd be the World Series of Spades. Like, and you better have security and police detail on site.
Eddie got a Boston, bro. Eddie got a Boston in his head. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly. Like when you got spades and they ask you how many books do you have, like when you have a surefire book, like you have a card that can't be beat, you count that as a book, right? But sometimes you have a card that might slide, and then you call that a possible, right? So what do you say? Like, yo, I got 5 in a possible. So that means you possibly have 6, right? Well, Frank Warren got 1 in a possible. Right? You got Tyson Fury and possibly Daniel Dubois. Exactly. And that's it. That's it. You know, Anthony Yard, I mean, it's still hope for him. Maybe he got a few possibles. He got possibles, but for the most part, right now, Eddie Hearn's running away with it.
Yeah, all he got is in his hand. He might have a big joker or a little. He got one of the jokers.
He got one of the jokers. That's right. He got one of the jokers.
A little joker, but it's one of the jokers. That's all he got, bro. He going.
Now you know what? He got one of the jokers.
He going board.
No. He got one of the jokers, and he got a king, right? So if someone the king might walk if it's not getting cut, you know.
For all our fans that play spades, y'all know what we talking about, man. But please like, share, subscribe, follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Don't forget to check us out on podcast platforms. It's the Boxing Bros. Peace.
I wanna see what's on your mind. I wanna see what's on